Hello and welcome to Jewellery Rescue. If you're new here, I'm Kat and I'm a girl on a mission to rescue and recycle the world's unwanted jewellery. Today we've got a lovely parcel that's come in from one of you guys, thank you very much Claire, and a lovely package that's been dropped into one of my retailers, again from one of my lovely subscribers Lou. So thank you very much Lou and Claire, let's get into it. So the lovely card says, "Dear Kat, thank you for all the fun shows and videos. Thought you could give these bits of jewellery new life. Lots of love." Thank you very much. I do keep all of your postcards and cards and letters and things that you send in to me, by the way, and I do love to look through those. If you do want to send me in a parcel, then the address will be in the description of this video. Where to start? A silver tone clamper bracelet. This is a really pretty vintage piece. I wonder if it's glass or if it's possibly jade. I'm just going to pop it on the gem tester. It's glass, but you could quite easily think that that was jade, couldn't you? That's a pretty one. This is interesting. Vintage bangle. That's really pretty. And then we've got some skinny bangles. I'll probably stack that in with some other ones. Look at this amazing sunflower brooch. What a shame that it's broken. That is the same shape as the Leah Stein brooches, but I don't think it's her style, but perhaps of a similar era. It's made of paper, I think. You see the layers in there. That's really pretty. I don't know if I can fix that one, but we'll have a think. Now this one looks like jade. It's still got a nice stretch to it. Let's check that one on the gem tester. Yes, that is testing as jadeite. It's really pretty. Probably a Chinese one. Some pretty seed beads. I think this is coral. That's a lovely vintage necklace. Looking at it closer, maybe it's a gemstone. I'm not 100% sure. Shout at me in the comments if you know. Another bangle there. These are pretty clip-on earrings. Some clay beads. I like to pop these into my bead spinner to make some new bracelets, so I will do that with those. This is a fun probably 80s, actually it could be earlier than that, it could be 60s even, couldn't it? Really cool. These are lovely. I wonder if that's crystal or glass. Let's have a look. They're glass. Nice vintage pretty necklace. And we've got some more gemstones and some wood and some shell. That's really cool. I like that one. We've got some tassel earrings. These were so popular a couple of years ago, weren't they? I think they've fallen back out of fashion, but I will pop them onto new hooks. This is a nice clip-on earring. See, there's a couple of watches. There's a Loris one. That's a shame it's smashed there. It's in the style of a tag watch, I think, isn't it? I like the design of it. This one is by Vibe. Oh, I love this one. Vintage Egyptian panel bracelet. That is actually broken there. I'd love to be able to fix that. I'll give that a go. Pretty stretch bracelet. That needs restringing. Oh look, she's very kindly put a sticker over the end of the pin. You know, nobody's ever done that for me before. Thank you very much for saving me from being spiked. It's a really beautiful Venetian wedding cake bead on a super long pin. Beautiful. Got some more clip-ons, some little sparkly costume bits. Oh, butterflies, there's always got to be some butterflies. These are like vintage pony beads. They bone maybe. Very cool. And another butterfly. This one is enamel. That's a nice little pin. I'm not sure if this is a choker or an anklet. It's very small. Might make earrings out of that. I quite like that shape. Maybe with a pearl hanging from the bottom. That's a lovely enamel hair slide. Vintage sparkly. That's nice. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh wow. These are beautiful Toledo Damascene screwback earrings. One of these has come off, but that is an easy fix. They are gorgeous. Look at those. Some screwback faux pearls. I think this is like a necktie scarf. Pretty thing. Oh, look at this gorgeousness. Oh, that's so pretty. Bit of snake skin on a bracelet. And some very pretty vintage clip-on earrings. We could probably quite easily replace that faux pearl there. Lovely mother of pearl shell and the hair barrette. This looks like very tarnished silver to me. There's glass in there and I can't see any markings, but I think that one is worth testing because it does look like silver to me. That's one of my leaflets about recycling your jewellery. Vintage necklace. Lovely sparkly beads. And this looks like a locket. Beautiful brass. Nobody's home. I bet that's got a few stories to tell. Look at it. Wow, that's so cool. I bet that would really shine again with a bit of brass polish. And we've got some little baggies now. These are really pretty earrings. They're not silver, but I think they're moonstones. This one is more opaque than this one. I wonder, they're quite heavy. I wonder if they'd be better off made into pendants. What do you guys think? Oh wow, these are amazing. Like disco pears. Oh, that one needs a repair. That needs a new head pin. These are gorgeous little glass beads in here, these amber coloured ones. And then, is that shell there? Oh no, I think that's plastic actually. Really pretty. They're like sort of harvest earrings. They'd be lovely to wear to Harvest Festival. And some vintage dangly ones. Wow, look at these. They look super heavy. Quite lost a verdigris, unfortunately. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Oh, we've got one petal there. Costume faux pearl ring. This is cute, looks like bunting. I might use that in scrapbooking. It's quite cute. And these are all broken bits of costume chain by the looks of it. Wow, thank you very much, Lou. I love that parcel. Love these two. And the moonstone, the damascene earrings, and the enamel especially. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and this gorgeousness. Right, let's open Claire's parcel now. This looks beautifully packed. And a little note here too, which says... a couple of things now broken. Oh, okay. So what happened with this parcel was that I think it ended up back with Claire and then she had to send it back to me again. And some things got broken on the way. But we know it's come to the right place. She says, I'm sure you'll do something good with the stuff. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I really like this paper packaging. Oh, she sent me some bags and boxes. I'm always needing more of these for sending out my whatnot parcels. And I also... in my cabinet at the Antique Centre so that everybody can have a free box or bag. That's great. Thank you for the useful boxes. And then we've got a whole bag to look through. Oh wow, look at these sparkly butterfly wing earrings. And a cute little necklace. An enamel circle. I feel like I want to paint something on there, or maybe I could cover it in gemstones or something. That would be quite fun. This is a gorgeous old brass brooch. That's really pretty. This is one of those gemstone cages. That will be handy for making a pendant. And some sweet little roses. Faux cameo. That's a nice vintage brooch. So there is a gorgeous piece of rose quartz that can go into one of those cages. This is a cool cross. It's not sterling, but it's very cool. And there's more. That's a beautiful gemstone in there. And there's a jasper in that one. I love the shape of these. They're a bit more superior to the ones I've had in before. They look a bit like light bulbs. There's a rose quartz in that one. Oh, what a shame. This crystal's broken. So pretty. Looks like it's probably a silver bail too. I wonder if we could file that down. And there are some, I think, sodalite beads there as well. They're nice. This is a faux moonstone, I think. My daughters have had those before from vending machines on holiday. There's a stacking bracelet. That's cute, I like that one. This one looks like silver. Yes, we have silver marks there. That's a lovely thick chain, thank you very much. We've got some Christmas trees. Oh, this looks super cute. I think it might be a belt from that, but it would make some quite fun bracelets, wouldn't it? What do you guys think? So cool. Some beads. I'll probably just pop those in with my workshop and kit beads. And same with these ones. How funny, I sold the bracelet that matches this in last week's Whatnot show. How funny. That one was sterling, so thank you again for that one. And another one, please. Sparkly panel necklace. I love these. These are Pandora style beads, but they look like Lego because of the faceting in them. Those are so cool. I like those a lot. There's a broken bit of what looks like silver chain here, and a lovely Toledo Damascene brooch. There's another one of these stacking bracelets and another butterfly waiting there, look. This is a cord necklace with an unusual clasp. I can't quite figure out how to open that, but it's quite fun and it doesn't look like it's been used. That's a nice one. Gorgeous hair slide. It needs some verdigris cleaning off it. Bit of white vinegar should sort that out. Oh, there's the tip of that gemstone. I might glue that back together. I don't know. Oh yeah, it has got a chip there. If this is one of the pieces that got broken in transit, we might find the other little piece. There's more sodalite beads. And a statement beaded necklace. I think this might be where all of these bits have popped off from, so I'll just save the clasp from that for something else. Some cute hearts, sadly with plating loss. And there's some more of that silver chain. Pretty marquisite brooch. And look at this one, that would have been so pretty in its day. It's sadly missing one there and it's broken here. This I would cut off and make it into a pendant, but we do kind of need to replace that one. Wooden beads, they might be coconut. They've come off that piece I just showed. Children's sparkly ring. And then in the tangle we've got some shell, another one of these gemstones, some pink beads. That looks interesting there, look, doesn't it? Let's see if we can detangle this. So it's actually 4 chains. There's a plain one and this one. And then this at the bottom actually has a sparkly on it, which I think is detracting from its southwestern style. So I think we need to remove that. I'd like to simplify this a bit, and I will show you what I do with that one. So I'm going to do a little bit of upcycling and restoration now, and we'll see what I've done. I wanted to really give justice to these lovely pieces, so I have been crafting overnight and this morning. It's now the next day and I have a whole tray of lovely things to show you. So let's have a look first at these gorgeous Toledo Damascene earrings. I've never had a pair in like this before. They are just stunning. It was a simple fix. I just had to reattach one of these dangles, and you would never know it had come off. So those are now ready for sale. This little hair clip had some verdigris on, so I've just cleaned that off there. And if you remember, these beautiful vintage clip-on earrings were missing one of their faux pearls. So I have sourced as closely as I can from a broken vintage faux pearl necklace this bead here. It does have the holes in the side, so it's not 100% perfect, but I don't think that that would notice in wear. These were on big faux druzy studs, and I just moved them onto hooks. And do you remember the little Lego Pandora style beads? I've just popped those onto hoop earrings, so they'll sort of sit slightly sideways depending on the angle of your ear and your piercing, but doing it this way means they could still be slid off and put onto a Pandora bracelet if you wanted to. These earrings I have turned into 2 pendants, and I've made a nice chunky chain for this one. Then we had this Damascene brooch. This pin just needed straightening out and the clasp tightening up, so that is now ready to wear again. And a similar story with this marker seat one. I just tightened it up slightly. I haven't cleaned it because there's such a risk of the marker seats falling out, so I've left that one as it is. This necklace, you might remember, had a modern clasp put on it, so I've just turned the last piece here to make it into a hook. If I do come across a proper clasp, I will swap that across from another broken piece. That was just a quick fix for now. I'm so happy to say that I did manage to rescue this one. It is a little bit of a bodge job. I can't even see which of the links it was now. It does such a good job, I couldn't even find it. It's this one here. It did break a little bit when I tried to close it together, so I very, very carefully just squeezed the 2 sections together. It is quite fragile because it's old. Obviously that snapped because it was brittle, so others may go the same way in the fullness of time, but it's a really beautiful bracelet. I just adjusted the clasp a little bit to make it stay clipped in securely. Love that one. Just to show you one of the lovely cages with a rose quartz, so just pop that onto a pre-loved chain. This one here I have glued back together. I could not get in the piece there. I think it had shattered too much, so it's wearable now, but obviously still has the break in it. It's a bit sad. I've put it onto a vintage chain, and I've just added a few loops here just to give it interest, so it will hang like that. I did experiment with putting this one with it, but they actually looked better separately, so I've left them separate. That one's gone onto a chain as well. I did eventually work out how to do this clasp. It was a push and pull, it's a really solid mechanism, and I've put the cross onto there. These 2 bracelets had bells on, and I think they'd be really irritating to wear, so I took the bells off, and I think those are fine to be worn again now. I did toy with the idea of removing the butterfly, but I decided not to because I know people do like butterflies on their jewellery, just not me with my silly phobia. This I think actually may have been a choker. I was wondering if it might have been a belt when we opened it. So I have made 2 bracelets from it. So this came off one of the broken necklace chains, and it looks really cool as a bracelet. I've actually made 2 of those, so I'll pop those aside for closer to the time. This was a single earring. I just made that into one of my clip-on necklace charms. And I've made a phone charm out of this piece, which came from the Southwestern style necklace. Now you might remember that it had lots of layers. Let's see if I can pick it up without twisting it all up. It had lots of bits of chains. I've completely simplified it. It also had a big sparkly across here, which was quite tricky to remove because I had to take off all of these bits here, but I just felt that it wasn't sympathetic to the design. So we've got that there, and then I've taken off the extra chains off this one so that it's simple. So we've just got the 2 now instead of the 4 chains it had before, and I've left those on there too. I think this would be nice for layering with a shorter Native American necklace like that one. And then I wanted to make some earrings that would go with it. So you might remember this was, I think, a necklace. I've taken those from there, and I've added these little feathers which were off another earring. It was like a cluster earring that I got in another day, just to kind of give it a little bit of a Southwestern vibe to go with that necklace. Then you might remember this was a necklace, and it had faux pearl beads in between that had all lost their coating. I've combined it with the lovely shell and gemstone bracelet, which I think was a child size, to make this one, which I absolutely love. And this one, which I don't think it works. I need to restring that one, I think, and disperse these beads throughout it. But I thought I would show you anyway. I think that's all the makes and the rescues from this video. Let me know in the comments which was your favourite, and big thank you to my donators Claire and Lou. Thank you very much. If you are new here, please do hit the subscribe for me. Obviously hit that like as well. It all helps the video to go out to more people. Check out the channel membership if you haven't already. Watch something else, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.